Hello, I'm T.C. Broadnax, and I'm honored to serve as the City Manager of the City of Dallas. Each year, I have the responsibility of developing and recommending the city's annual budget to the City Council. As with every year, my recommendation is designed to reflect the priorities and the values of our community. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about the recommended budget. For every challenge that we have faced in the past and every obstacle that may lay ahead, we are here to provide programs and services that deliver responsible, equitable, accountable, and legitimate impact, also known as real impact, to improve the lives of Dallas residents.
Responsible impact means that we are planning not only for today's challenges, but for the future as well.
Equitable impact means that we are committed to eliminating disparities while improving outcomes for all.
Accountable impact means that we will deliver our programs and services with transparency and strive to do better every day.
Legitimate impact means that we will continue to put our residents' priorities first.
As part of this year's budget, I am pleased to announce that for the 7th year in a row, Dallas will be able to reduce the property tax rate for its residents.
Our city's budget is aligned with the 8 strategic priorities set forth by the City Council. Let's take a moment to look at some of this year's investments.
Real impact in public safety means that we will work toward becoming the safest major city in the United States. We will hire 250 police officers next year and implement strategies to encourage experienced officers to delay their retirements. We value our hard-working police officers and firefighters. Next year, we will continue to increase their pay to ensure it is aligned with the job market. We are investing in our work of reimagining public safety, which reduces violent crime and addresses its underlying determinants to ensure a long-term path toward resident safety. In times of crisis, real impact can be measured in seconds. We are making investments to expand our capacity for rapid emergency response times to meet the needs of our residents.
Real impact in environmental and sustainability means that we'll reduce our environmental impact and mitigate risk with effective, equitable, and common sense solutions. We are funding the ongoing commitments laid out in the Dallas Comprehensive Environmental and Climate Action Plan, known as CCAP. By funding investments in environmental justice, data collection and reporting of air quality monitors, and a multimedia outreach and education program to reach all residents where they are so that all communities can thrive. We are also investing in the Urban Forest Master Plan, which will help us protect and preserve our green spaces against invasive threats like the emerald ash borer.
Real impact in government, performance, and financial management means that we will ensure transparency as we uphold our responsibility in the management of your tax dollars. We will once again increase the living wage for our lowest paid employees by increasing wages to a minimum of $18 per hour. Additionally, we will ensure contractors pass along a living wage to contracted employees. The city has billions of data points, and with that comes both responsibility and opportunity. The opportunity to use our data to serve our residents better, and the responsibility to keep that data protected. We are investing in the tools for data-driven decision-making throughout the organization, as well as investing to ensure effective security and protection of the data we use.
Real impact in economic development means that we will advance economic growth that is beneficial to everyone in the city. Investments in Dallas begin with an efficient and service-focused permitting process. We're investing in the tools, technology, and staff in the Development Services Department to provide excellent customer service and proactive support for permit applicants. These investments support the Real Impact Plan and demonstrate our commitment to focusing on greater accountability, partnerships with our development community, and transparency.
Real impact in transportation and infrastructure means that we will work to ensure that everyone can travel safely throughout the city. We are funding the Vision Zero Action Plan, making roads safer for travelers using all modes of transportation. Funding for this plan includes safety evaluations for streets prone to high rates of injury, road safety improvements, and a citywide speed limit evaluation. We will continue to make repairs and improve the city's streets, alleys, and sidewalks, as well as other infrastructure to ensure that we achieve a state of good repair in every part of the city.
Real impact in housing and homeless solutions means that we will make measurable progress towards ensuring that all our residents have access to safe, affordable housing. This year, we are making investments to support our unhoused residents through trust-based relationship building and a continuum of outreach services. We are bringing together a Homeless Action Response Team, or HART. This interdepartmental team will provide a quick response to immediate safety concerns around homeless encampments. We're also expanding our street outreach footprint through a competitive solicitation to encourage all interested homeless service provider agencies with existing outreach groups to partner with the City of Dallas to increase engagement efforts with homeless individuals interested in housing, but not currently in an encampment, on the Dallas Real-Time Rapid Rehousing Decommissioning Schedule. Homelessness in extreme weather is dangerous. We will continue to support temporary shelters for our unhoused residents during inclement weather.
Real impact in workforce education and equity means that we are creating the conditions needed for all people to thrive, and we are working in great haste to deliver on the goals set forth by the city's first racial equity plan. We are working to ensure that our residents with different abilities have equitable access to city programs, services, and activities by investing in assessments, policy reviews, and other compliance work as part of the city's Americans with Disabilities Act, self-evaluation, and transition plan.
Real impact in quality of life and arts and culture means that we will revitalize neighborhoods, nurture our shared green spaces, encourage lifelong learning, and celebrate our city's rich and diverse cultural heritage. We must all work together to keep this city a beautiful place to live. We are doubling the number of pro teams in the Department of Code Compliance to proactively identify and abate illegal dumping sites before residents submit a service request. We are expanding access to library programs and services to bridge the digital divide and encourage lifelong learning.
These investments reflect the values of the community we serve. Our budget is developed through an intensive and collaborative annual process, incorporating input from the City Council and Dallas residents. We want to thank all stakeholders who engage with us through this process, helping secure a sustainable path forward for our community.
As we put service first, I am proud of the 13,000 public servants who work every day to deliver the services included within this budget. But being proud doesn't mean we have to be satisfied. Dallas is an aspirational and ambitious city that continues to have the potential to achieve more. We will continue to work every day to deliver the very best for our residents, no matter what the future has in store for us. Please take some time to look at the City of Dallas budget, engage with us in our August Town Hall meetings, and stay connected with us throughout the year as we move forward with this year's work plan. Please visit our city's website at dallas.gov and share your feedback with us. Let's keep working together to make Dallas the community we all deserve.